Now you might find that the world is a very frantic place, and sometimes it can be hard to keep pace. It can leave us feeling alone in a sea of faces, that we're under pressure to get things done, or that it's hard to be heard above all the noise. Ask yourself, have you ever felt alone in a crowd? And while we're always on the phone and there are always people to call, how often do we sit with others and have nothing to say? Some of us look for directions or help from outside. Others just wander around, looking to see what they can find, confused about our place in the world or where we're going, looking for connection. It's like that story you might know or remember about something that happened during World War I that is worth learning about. Because the thing was that when the war started, no one on either side, not the soldiers, nor the generals, or politicians, really knew what the war was about, or exactly how or why it got started. They were just there fighting. The Germans and the English shooting at each other in France. Living in filthy mud trenches, cold and wet and hungry. Thousands dying each day to gain an inch or two of land, losing it all the next day as the mortars and shells fell everywhere, and friends fell in the muck, broken by the blasts that no one saw coming. Until the first Christmas Eve, when the fighting slowed just a bit, and both sides took time to open presents sent from home, food and candy from loved ones and strangers. And both sides began singing Christmas carols, Silent Night, in German on one side, English on the other. Then the Germans put candles on small Christmas trees that lit up the night. It gave away their positions, but the English did not fire. Instead, they were fascinated and crawled across no man's land to sneak a peek, to see what was going on. And the Germans saw them too, and did not fire either. And they crawled out to meet each other, and they talked to the men they had been firing at and running away from. And then they agreed to meet back there the next morning, to bury all the dead, their relatives and friends, to put those things right. And at dawn on Christmas Day, that is what they did. Silently, reverently, with no bitterness, just sorrow, bearing their own and those of the other side too. And when it was done, they talked some more and exchanged presents, took photos. Then they began to play football right out there where the war was supposed to be. All along the front line, games of football began. And when the day ended, they were friends who refused to fight, refused to take shots at those they had played with, refused to try to hurt those they had shared with. And the generals were furious and took them off the front lines, replaced them with new recruits who had no idea what had happened, who did not know about the other side. And they began killing each other again. Until 10 million more had died. Some of the most cherished gifts in life are connection, alliance, and union. It's important to take time to remember that underneath it all, everyone wants and needs to share, to support and be supported, to love and be loved. We all need affection, tenderness, caring, all natural expressions of the human heart. All it takes is to reach out, find common ground, to understand and encourage and love, and to say unto others, my ally, my comrade, my family, my friend.